the next is called the managed service. So every cloud provider is now providing the managed Kubernetes cluster. The advantage over this is they will take care of the management of the master. So if the master goes down, I need to bring up the master. So those kind of informations, they will automatically take care of. They will automatically take care of it. Okay, and this was a typical architecture for a AKS with Kubernetes. Okay, and if you talk about the maturity of the managed Kubernetes services, I would say Google is much more matured on the managed Kubernetes services because they are the developers of Kubernetes. So they have a very better matured offering. So the next matured offering in the cloud is AKS, Azure Kubernetes Service. And the third one is the Amazon, because Amazon is a bit late starter on the Kubernetes world. So previously they used to have a service called ECS, Elastic Container Service, right? So there they used to provide, and later only they came to the Kubernetes, managed Kubernetes service. So there, because of that, Azure become a bit more stable, while the Amazon is coming in that way. Okay. So in this case, so they will manage the complete master, and you are allowed to select how many number of nodes you want, and if you want to install any of the Istio or anything, you can install it and you can use it, but it should use the Azure CNI only in the background. Okay, so there you can select what should be the node type, what is the capacity of it, okay, what is the operating system of my node, all those things you can do it. Okay, this is the high level of a AKS architecture. Okay, and in EKS, okay, EKS doesn't provide a direct method, a single method installation. So what you have to do is you have to create a EKS control panel, and you have to create a separate VPC for the nodes, and that nodes has to be attached to the master. So it's kind of a bit cumbersome product option to add it. With a single command, you will not be able to bring up the cluster. But in Azure, you can bring up the complete cluster with a single command. So that is, so with a single command, you will not be able to bring up the Amazon cluster. It needs some manual intervention to bring up the EKS cluster on the Amazon. This is the architecture of it. And another advantage with Amazon is, like if you take Google or Azure, you can integrate their monitoring solution for monitoring the containers. Like for example, Google has a Stackdriver as a monitoring solution, and Azure has a Insight. So you can, using that, you will be able to monitor your containers. But in Amazon CloudWatch, you will not be able to monitor the containers. So still they are coming up with the methodology. And next one is your GKE overview. Okay, so they provide a multi-zone availability. So you can create a replica in the another region, another zone of the particular region, where you can have a high availability. Okay, so this is a high-level architecture. And on a comparison between them, so if you see that, you can also configure automatic update in AKS, only on-demand update are there. Okay, so auto scale is possible in GKE, but you will not be able to auto scale in AKS and EKS. Okay, and role-based access control is available, network policy is available, and then what are the persistent volumes supported, block and CAFS. Okay, load balancer, all of them can come do it, and management via the CLI. So it both Google and Azure, it's completely manageable. In EKS, it's limited. Okay, and monitoring, Stackdriver can be used, and then Azure Monitor for containers and App Insight can be used. And in Amazon, it's only third party. And yeah. And cost-wise, if you see that Google is a lot more cheaper than the other two. So you can save up to almost $800 a month. And EKS and AKS are kind of same cost.